Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here tonight at the NTRL Truck Season Opener at Daytona. We're going to have 80 laps, 200 miles of numb thumb, door banging, drafting, and high line riding. As you can see them right now, they're getting a little bit of the practices in. Got about 8 minutes, about 7 minutes before we're going to take it live to qualifying. So they just practicing there a little bit. One more go around, seeing if they can all hold it in a straight line. But I'm going to tell you what, the one that I'm going to watch last night, he's coming off a win last night, and that is going to be the 48 of Zeth Hawley. Now, he had to fight for that win last night on the ARCA series. And we're going to see if he can do it just the same way here tonight as the trucks hit Daytona. So, all right, everybody, just chill back for a minute. Enjoy a little bit of a practice session, as this is not the race starting yet. We've got about 5 minutes, you can see, before we're going to take it to the green flag qualifying. So sit back, relax, go get you a beer, go get me one, because I ain't got one tonight. And let's show Numb Thumb Gaming what it is all about. All right, folks, we are fixing to start the qualifying as we are going to be wearing it out all night tonight. Right now, we're going to ride with, it looks like the fan favorite so far out there has been Kevin Winker. Just said on that one. And right now, as he's starting to put down his first 2 laps for the qualifying, and I want to just give a quick run shout out. Let me see if I can name him out. Mr. Opinionated, Miss Patricia, Hex the Bucks fan, Justin Noah, Dogman come back with that sub for 2 months in a row. I see you out there. Seigler, Nostalgic Base, Dan the iRacer, Kaylee John, Logan McNeil, this devil out there shooting for the NTR. Man, I'm going to tell you what, we've got about 6-7 different teams out here tonight that is going to be racing. So many I can't even keep up with them, and throughout the season we will, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be having them a fan favorite. So, and unfortunately I did allow Richard to take the night off. He had things he has to take care of work wise, so it's going to be me calling it shotgun for the next 3 days solo. So let's just hope all holds together and it don't turn into a shit show. Tonight's race is sponsored by Lone Star Racing. They have them a team out there. Let's see if we can give a quick rundown of that team. It's going to be the 10 car of Justin Johnson, the 30 of Drew Blaze, and the 91 of Mike Fahey. And if I said your name wrong, I do apologize. If I miss you texting out there on chat, I apologize for that because I am having to watch 3 of them tonight. Right now, it looks like we've got Albert Anderson the third, who is sitting on the pole with a 52.15. But it does not matter one ill beans where you qualify, it's about where you finish. McNeil, number 12, for the win. All right, we know who you pulling for. They've got about a minute and a half, as we saw before. One of our sponsors. We've got a few more. We've got to get their ads set up and everything, but looks like as it's winding down on qualifying, it looks like we're going to have Anderson. Misspelled that. Albert Anderson the third on the pole. Brad Clay in P2. Jacob's going to be in P3. Jose Riviere in P4. Derek Welch in 5. Brandon Matthew in 6. Nathan Stanley in 7th. Seth Hawley in 8th. Kevin Winker in 9th. Richard Gray in 10th. Juan Jimenez in 11th. Chad McNeil in 12th. Riding right now. He is sitting in P13 as Mark Collins, and that looks like that's where his starting place is going to be. Hunter Whitlock has snuck in and moved into the P12. And a few have not qualified. So we've got about a 36 truck field tonight. So it's going to be all over the place. Action is going to be front, back, side to side. Call your mama, slap your daddy. It's going to be too much you can't shake a sit stick at. Hoopties coming in with a follow. I appreciate it. Mr. Hoopties 24. And with fear we fall. Y'all just keep rolling it in. Lightning McQueen and Jackson Storm 1 and 2. Yep, they are out there. I remember DEP told me about that paint job he made. We tried getting one more made up as Mater, but I don't think nobody went for it. And right there, that is a good close-up. The 59 of Anthony, one of our few Canadians we have in here. All right, I think that's about going to wrap it up. So we'll take a moment real quick. Take your hats off, a moment of silence. We go through the national anthem, and then we're going to take it hot.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, there's going to wrap wrap that up. And we've got going up with the starting lineup. We have got Albert Anderson in P1, Brad Clay in P2, Jacob Clinkhart in P3, Jose Luis Rivera in P4, Derek Welch in P5, Brandon Matha in 6, Anthony Ferrednet in 7th. I know I'm going to kill some of y'all's names tonight, so bear with me. Nathan Stanley in P8, Seth Holly, last night's ARCA winner, in P9th, Kevin Winker in P10th. Richard Gray is going to be in 11th. Jim Nez is going to be in 12th. In 13th, we've got Hunter Wicklock. In 14th, Chagman Neal. 15th is going to be a Mark Collins. 16th is Kyle Davison. 17th is going to be Alfred Denny. 18th is going to be Logan McNeil. 19th is going to be Paul Fernandez. 20th is going to be Ricky Fagandi. Y'all got to have some names I can pronounce here. 21st is going to be Richard Holland. 22nd is going to be a Cody Williams. 23rd is going to be Mr. Stan Carnathan. 24th is going to be Drew Blaze. 25th is going to be Justin Johnson. 26th, Bradley Rivers. I do know that name. 27th is going to be a John Osborne, with 28th being Tristan Sykes. 29th, William Luttrell. 30th, Brian Tiffany. 31st, Michael Fay. 32nd is going to be Matt Eckerson. 33rd is going to be Joe Bennett. 34th, Justin Morrow. 35 is Tom Barsh. And ramping out race control tonight is going to be Mr. Big Beard himself, Douglas Stuckey, up in RC. Now we have got a full field tonight. Let's see how it is going to play out. I see the Ka-Chow and the Storm right there, P3 and 4. All the way, 21. As you can see, as they getting ready to turn it around on turn 3. You got back just in time, Dogman. You didn't miss much. That truck's darting off. So that just means one more thing. We're fixing to take it green for 80 laps. And you have already got them diving down, and here we go. Turn 1. Here we come. And right now, it looks like everybody's trying to get settled in. That inside line is making the move. That high line is choking down. Everybody is trying to move down and go on the inside. Make it on the inside, staying on the yellow. But you've got it 2, 95, 51, or 90, 31, going 1, 2, and 3 right now, as they are side by side, 3 deep, and there is a hornet's nest over behind them. Alfred Denny is back there making some moves. He is sitting right now in the P15th position. He has moved up 2 since the beginning of the race. It looks like that 31 is holding a pretty steady line on the inside ahead of Albert Anderson. Then you've got Brandon Matha in the 4 car and Jacob in 95. They are trying to get something working on that high line. Stormy McQueen on the inside running with the 31. It looks like 2, 4, and 67 on the high side. The high side is starting to make a formation. They are trying to get a run. That 2 car of Albert Anderson dropped down, left the high side, took it to the inside to slow their momentum down. We are down with 76 to go. As your top 8 are starting to stick together and they are letting the rest pile up. 18. They are 18 deep, side by side, 9 rows of it. That 4 car is sticking it on the outside, door to door with the 2 car, and they are still drag racing down to the front stretches. They are turning into turn 1 right now, and there is nobody got a definite opening on the rest as we're making our way back towards the back. Number 1, hometown Santo Domingo. See, we're riding right now with Kyle Davison on the high side. Last night's winner of the ARCA series, Seth Hawley, who is steadily on the inside. We are running a little bit through the field, seeing how everybody is getting a feel for it. Alfred Nation, that sounds familiar. This devil out there saying, "Woo, NTR." That's right, SBRN has got one of the best fan bases out there in iRacing right now. We are getting there to the top. Tar Heel, glad to see you out there again, bud. We rolling through it. Mr. Logan McNeil in the Wonder Bread Ford. Play nice out there in chat. Oh, yeah, just rotating through. Hoopties on the hood. And I bet that has something to do with the Hoopties who came in with a follow. Alright, we're going to make our way back up towards the front as they seem to still be running it side by side. Nobody has took it yet and decided to make a chance on 3 wide. Everybody is steadily just running in their current flow. The 2 and 4 are still side by side as they have been exchanging the lead for the past 8 laps. They're still running it side by side. Nobody yet has decided to go 3 wide. We've got about 68 laps to go. Who is going to be the first one to make a shuffle and put it 3 wide? On top of enough, y'all gonna get all my text triggers start popping up. They are still not settled yet who's going to be taking the lead, as you've got the 31 who's moved on up into P2 on the inside. That 4 car on the high side of the 67, the 1. And the 6 trying to make some work. They are still battling it out side by side. Going back to the field, we're going to ride with, let's see, 10 car of Justin Johnson. And we have got the first caution. That is going to, I believe, let's see, no signs of anybody wrecking there, so I may have missed the stage on that one. Richard, he is attending some training for the next couple days for work, so he will not be with us. But he will be back next Saturday or next Sunday. Something to do with work. I saw nothing that threw up a caution, so it looks like this may have been a stage break, possibly. That was 17 laps of hard racing between the 2 and 4 fighting for the lead, but it looks like the 2 car is going to have the advantage as they are heading into pit and see who is going to get the jump out. And the 2 car edged out. The 95 moved up about 3 spots on that pit. He came in between him and Albert and Brad Clay. So Jacob and the Lightning McQueen snuck it on in. It is. We are loading it down, and this is hopefully going to be an average consistency. You've got that red, white, and blue Toyota setting up on the P1. Looks like Lightning Storm lost him a few spots going back towards the back as he is sitting in the P5 position. Alfred has moved up to the P9 position. Alright, we fixing to drop it as the pace lights are off on the truck. They're making that final turn coming out of 3 and 4. We are going to have 60 to go when that green flag drops.
Green flag.
As the 2 car gets a jump, Ka-Chow did not have no chow with them. And that inside line is making a run, and you have got Albert Anderson, Brad Clay, and Kevin Winker pulling it together. But that 4 car is shoved up underneath the 95, trying to push him to give him an edge, and it looks like the 95 of Jacob has took the lead. They are trying to get something organized on the inside as that high side is starting to take form and pushing a little bit further to the front. I am not 100% sure on that one. But that 4 car is back in P2, pushing another P1 car in Jacob. He does not seem just to have enough to put that 4 out front just yet. They're starting to get a little bit ballsy as somebody almost take a peek going inside on 3 wide. This will be truck racing with NTRL. Semi-rigs. That definitely would be something. there is one we have got in. The caution is going to come out, and they are collecting. And nearly half of the field was caught up in that one as we was riding with Mark Collins. Going to run it back with the blimp view. We can find where it started. And that is a whole swarm of them was involved in that. So we can move up towards the front and see what instigated it all. Oh, it looks like Storm got a little loose, and that just caused everybody to check up. We'll call that the big one part one, because I have a feeling there is going to be another one later on in the race. Alright, we're taking it back to live after the damage is done and the repairs are out. It looks like Jacob is still setting up front. NASCAR Heat 5. Tar Heel, you said it. We have only got 5 that opted to stay out on that one, as that collected a good 25 or so cars on that one. Yep, him and Jose are looking to make a statement, and Jose is back up there towards the front, even though he was caught up with it. So, assumingly he used one of the fast repairs. As we still got the caution lights on as they get ready, we're going to do a quick little shout out to one of our sponsors of the NTRL Truck Series. Welcome to the party, Fire Gaming. That Ford truck is, like they say, is right there gnawing on the bit. He is trying to get up there. Clay Delsman, thank you for the like. Go ahead and hit the follow button. It's right there beside it also. We have got the Cars team looking to make a move on the inside. But that Ford truck has been sitting in a good position all night. If he can get the right run and get a lead to get out front, he can dominate some of this race. Mr. Gregory Turner from HCK coming in with a like also. Regardless of everybody's differences, I appreciate every one of y'all coming in and show us some SBRN support tonight. Bowman dropped in as soon as they got done at Coda and logged in, ready to roll. It looks like everybody has simmed down a little bit. They're running side by side. 49 laps to go. Nobody is looking to make a hard move right now. And I appreciate we are up to about 41 followers out there right now. So major shout out to everybody who's sharing and showing us some SBRN love. I hate that Richard ain't here tonight to see this racing going on and to see how packed this stream out here is getting. But he will be back next week. Somebody who's made quite a lot of moves, and that's going to be the 35 of Brian Tiffany, Stan Carthen, and Matt Eckerson. As they all have moved up at least 20 positions. Going. Let's see if we can hit a double on those viewers. We're up to 40 right now. Let's see if we can hit it up to 80. Regardless of your differences, y'all support SBRN. Hit that like, follow, and share. Even that little blue button right there underneath it that says buy a sub. But you can do it for free with your Twitch Prime or your Amazon Prime also. Brian Tiffany started in 30th position, has worked his way up to the top P5 right now. And staying right there in the B Water B Series Fast. I do know a little bit about that series there, a good bunch, and make sure you check them out on the stock ticker. And if Michael York was out there, he would give me the pointers on which it was. I hit the exciting button, and when I hit the exciting button, it jumps around to where the closest battles are. So that's why sometimes it will jump so quick. Click the bell. Well, turn the bell on so you get that notification, Tar Heel. Don't turn it off. Oh yeah, everybody's starting to shift around as we're about 45 laps, about 5 laps from being halfway and 45 to go before the end of the race. Winkler, who is actually a lap down. As you can see right now, we're riding on the hood car of Kevin Winkler, who is sitting in P28. You can see a major checkup right there coming out of the trioval going into one. We're rotating through them all. Nobody really breaking away. Truck has finally got a point and took the lead momentarily. It looks like they are starting to make it ballsy and put it 3 wide. Sweet, we get swapped over on it. The Spice is out there wishing to paint a picture. You can see right now they are starting to shift up a little bit. The caution is out halfway through the race. Alright, that is going to wrap up stage 2. Only when running from the cops. the only time you need a road race. Everybody's a Kyle Larson when the boys in blue are behind you. There can be many variations, but there's only one Lightning McQueen. Alright, and we look like we've got the top right now, 18, 19, 20. It looks like everybody is coming in for a pit stop. So this is going to be interesting. They're going to be right there at the threshold. We may have to do a little bit of saving. Right now we're riding until it changes off again with the 48 of Zeth Hawley. Talking about that pretty little thing right there. We have got Stanley and Carnage setting up in 1 and 2. You're going to have a few that's going to have to hold their breath just a little bit. They all got a ka-chow to them. Alright, it looks like we're going to take a little bit of a ride with Mr. Stan Carnath, who has pulled all the way 21 positions up. See, it's sitting in the lead. And we are setting it right now. Let's do a little bit more. We're on up to 57 right now. Eckerson is making a statement too. So he is up. You are correct on that one. 26. We're going to see how it goes as we have got 36 to go. That inside line. is starting to make the moves. As you can see, everybody jostling around back and forth. This has been a pretty straight race so far. Not been too many wild cautions. And Dizzy Devil's got that Ric Flair going woo out there. I ain't doing it 4 times in a row. If we get a little bit more beer, a little bit more subs, and a little bit more bits going, we might break out the champagne during the race. You need some moon pie if you got the RC Cola. Looks like we've got one that's starting to edge at 3 wide. That I believe is going to be staying. I can get moved in on them. The stand is setting steadily in P8 behind the 22, and they are checking up, and there it goes. Dan stays to the high side, manages to get through it. We're riding with Richard Holland as he is coming up on him, seeing him scattered right there at the pit entrance. Alright, we're going to roll back and see who was the instigator on that one. It looks like there was a major checkup in the front, and everybody does seem to be getting into each other. It happened a little bit up further front. That RC Cola truck seemed to be in a bad place on that one. The Ford got a pretty good run and got into the rear end, and that just caused a chain reaction all the way back. Let's see what we can do there. If it gives us a good, it's on the inside. He got ping ponged a couple. Yeah, it could have been a whole lot worse than what it played out to be right then. Oh yeah, game sounds there. It's just a view right now. Different views, it gives it a little bit of a different one. Logan McNeil and Chad McNeil, it looks like in the 12 and the 68. I do not know if they are related, but they are sitting at the P5th and 6th position after that catastrophe that happened on the backstretch.
Green flag.
And they are going down the back stretch, and you can see everybody storming back there in the back trying to find a line to get in. And we have got a new leader of 1 in Kevin Winker in P2 with Joe Bennett in P3. 3 names we have not spoke of much tonight being up towards the front. We are down to 28 to go. We've only had about 3 cautions, so it's been a pretty clean one as the 22 shifts up high And that's going to put the 95 having to shift higher. And here's our first three-wide battle we are showing tonight as they're coming out of the tri-oval into the tri-oval out of three. And the 66 just got loose, cut down in front of the field, and did not collect anybody else. The 66 truck somehow managed to cut through everybody and not get caught up. It looks like he got a nice push. That was a wild ride there with the 66 of Paul. And that is going to put Kevin Winker in the lead position tonight. Joe Bennett, who has been one we have not spoke of, all the way up 31 positions, running in P2. And he's got that Fox Sports logo on there. That flagman is getting him a workout. We're going to have 26 to go. The cautions, as they say, cautions breed cautions. So we are going to see how many more we're going to have with 25 to go. With 24 when the green flag drops down. Let's see if we can yank him up here. Probably unexpectedly. I do not see him in Discord. Negative. So, Joe, we was going to holler at you in Discord, but we cannot find you. Right now, you've got the 24 of Hunter Whitlock, and that spat up truck. Setting in P3. Batnum Trucking is the trucking company that is ran coherently with Numb Thumb Gaming on their American Truck Simulator. it looks like the lights are off on the pace truck, so as they're coming out of 3, that's meaning he's fixing to dive down in the pits, and we're going to see who is sleeping. Is it going to be Joe Bennett, or is it going to be Logan McNeil? Fox Sports on one side, Wonder Bread on the other. And it looks like the inside line is making moves. You've got Joe Bennett in the 99 in P1. He's Hunter Whitlock right over there in P2. Logan McNeil, Albert Anderson, and Brian Tiffany is going to round out your top 5. And they are moving on the inside. Whitlock is going to make a move. He's going to the high side, and he's trying to take Albert Anderson with him. As they're trying to get a run, you've got the 35 car of Brian Tiffany, who is trying to tuck in, and they are trying to make that high side for him and trying to push the high side past the inside line as they are coming down through the tri-oval. We've got 43 laps to go. You have got Joe Bennett, who is up 32. Him and Hunter Whitlock are battling it back and forth as they are going down through the backstretch. You can see that North-South Motorsports truck is trying to hang on ahead of this Badham truck on the high side. 22 to go as they come by, and they are getting a run on the high side. The inside line is starting to break up a little bit. They're playing too much. I guess we're going to give it a little bit louder if we can for a few laps. If you ain't got your earplugs, you better get them. I do not really know what will. You've got Joe is still battling it on the outside, but our inside we have got Stan. Just came into the picture. Stan in that 82 be fresh. Scheme be water be fresh. They are steadily single file line back side to side as we've got 19 to go. They are coming across the start finish to be down to 18 as they're coming out of 4. And it looks like we have all 30 vehicles on the lead lap. P2 and 3. As it looks like the 12 car of Logan has been hung out the dry on the high side. I have rough memories of Grey Goose vodka. You're seeing Brian Tiffany is running that P9 on the high side. They are trying to get something formed. Richard is out there watching, so everybody make sure y'all let Richard know y'all see him out there. It looks like the 12 car is dropping back. We've got 15 to go. We are not seeing much position change up at the front, but we've got Bradley Rivers, who has took over P1 with Joe Bennett, Hunter Whitlock, and Stan Carneth and Brandon Matha making out your top 5. All those lap times pretty close unless you've got significant damage, and everybody on the last lap was kind of around the 49 and a half. Yeah, they're starting to get a little squirmy up there at the front as everybody's jostling around for positions. I know right now Alabama Old Man is watching and he is proud of that Spatnam trucking. I'm going to say we're going to have at least 2 more. We didn't take the over-under today. But I'm saying it's going to be at least 2 more. And that high line is making the move, and you have got Hunter Whitlock is pulled into the P1. It drops it back down. Hunter Whitlock is took command of this race with 12 to go. And he decided to opt back up on the high. He cannot make up a side. He is trying to block 2 lines with 12 to go, and that is a dangerous move to be making, dancing with that death right there as they're coming out of the triangle. That is one devil you do not want to dance with. As you trying to block 2 lines. As the 80 is doing it also, as he is trying to pick control of which line he is going to run. But with the 80, you have got his teammate sitting back in the 82 who is waiting to get a chance to get put in behind him. And it looks like they're fixing to go as you got the 67 going loose on the inside. And he is getting off the track. Track. Surface, asphalt. That's exactly. It's too early to go. With 10 to go, making moves like that. And the 24 gets into the wall. And it looks like he is going to hang it there and let everybody get on by him. And you've got him starting to take a green flag pit stop. Seems to be getting a little bit of gas. We talked about it, Blake. It was like some did not hold on to enough. You've got Derek Welch, Albert Anderson, and Bradley Rivers has put it up in the 1, 2, 3 with Ricky Fagondo. And that is one name I have not seen much up here, so we're going to take a ride with him for a little bit in that die-hard 32 scheme. And he is looking at making a run on the high side, going on the outside of Albert, getting a good side draft. As he is getting a little bit of help from the 95 on the high side, and there is the 21 coming into the picture, pushing up on the 95 and the 32 as they are trying to make that high side work. We're riding right now with the 80 of Bradley Rivers, who is sitting pretty confident in the P6 position with 8 to go. What is up, Bobby Peters? It has been exciting racing. We are down to 8 to go, and it has been numb thumb knuckle racing all night. And you can hear a little bit of a checkup coming out of 3 and 4 as they're coming up on a lap traffic on the inside. And this lapped vehicle does not seem to be making a move. He is going down to the inside, shifting everybody up. It's going to be the 6 car of Kyle Davison as he lets him go by. And we are seeing some racing right there for P1, 2, and 3. That inside line is trying to form together, and you've got that high side that is 5 trucks deep, 4 trucks. And you see the 21 get a little push and get a little loose off the 2, giving him a little shove, trying to get upside. But you have got Stan Carthen on the back side, hanging back on the high side, trying to catch off a little bit of that draft. And with only 2 trucks on the high side, that high side is dropping positions as we're coming down with 6 to go. This is where oh, and you can see there is fighting for position as everybody is trying to get in line with 5 to go. It does not want to be stuck out on the high side. So we're coming down with 5 to go. It is going to be interesting to see how we are going to be faring. It is going to be a close one if it's going to come down to fuel. If there is a caution, that is going to shift a whole lot of stuff up, as you are seeing leaders are coming in, and that is going to release with the lead back over to Albert Anderson. Albert Anderson, Derek Welch, and into P3 is that is going to be the 12 car. We'll wait a second as we get done shifting around. And vehicles are slowly starting to run out of gas, and they are sputtering. This is going to be interesting to see who has got it left in the tank and who does not. Right now, you've got Albert Anderson and Derek Welch battling out for that 1-2. They are praying for a caution. And the 12 car, you see it going by. This is going to be a splash and go for a few. That's going to roll over if they've got it. It looks like if they can catch up in time, Ricky is going to be back on the thing. We are running it with 3 to go. It is still staying green. Anderson and Welch barely coming out of the pits. They're going to try to hopefully hold on to that lead as that 32 car of Ricky is making a round about it. And there they go, getting past. Anderson is going to be dropping on back. Welch is trying to hold on, and Welch is going back too, so that is going to give it to Ricky, Brandon, and Jose as they do 1, 2, 3. It looks like they're going to try to be making some moves right here. We're going to try to see if we can get moved over to a better of an angle. It's 2 to go. You've got it 32, 4, 20, 82, 19. Rounding out your top 5. And this is going to come into a 3-way battle. The 32, the 4, and the 20 as they are coming out of town to the back stretch with 2 to go. You can see the lightning storm is looking to make a move, but you have got a whole slew of them back behind it, is running in pretty good single format. information, and that white flag drops. So now here's where it's coming down to. If there's a caution, it's going to end how it is. And you've got it going with 32, the 4, and the 20. The second pack of 82, 80, 34, 95, they are trying to close the gap. We're going to see if we have units making moves right now. Is there? The 4 cars making it to the high side, and they're using the lap car as a pick, and he is getting pushed by the 20, and they wreck it right there. It's going to put the 4, the 32, and the 20 P1, 2, and 3 as they are going spinning down through the tri-oval and everywhere else. His vehicles are checking up. Let's give it a minute. The 4 car somehow picked the right time to go by and got pushed to the lead. He had been setting gnawing at the bit all night at P2. It finally paid off. Right place, right time. Less than 10 thousandths of a second between P1 and 3, and a lap car that came into the picture. So let's hang tight for a second, and we will get them up here.
Oh yeah.
Man, you all throughout the race, you was talked about. You was sitting in P2. You was slowly gnawing at the bit. You just couldn't lead many laps, but you led the one that mattered. That last one. Take us through those last, I don't know, 15 seconds from that turn 4 into that tri-oval, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, it started way before that. On the green flag pit stops, just come in, come clean, come fast, and get out as fast as possible back out on the track. Those last 15 seconds were really intense. I've never been a great super speedway racer. I always get caught up in the big one and then taken out at the end. So to finally get one of these is awesome. I just knew I had to time it right, and the lap car kind of altered it, I feel like, but a win's a win at the end of the day.
Well, that was one thing you done. You was patient throughout it. You seen a lot of wrecks coming on and down. I mean, around you. You battled with the 4 car, not the 4 car. You battled with the 2 a lot and the 95. I mean, was you just trying to keep your mentality, keep your head cool? This being like super speedway first race of the season. Is this a statement you're making for the whole season right now?
I mean, I would like to be competitive throughout the season, but after those first 2 stages, my plan in the last stage was to be calm and try to avoid wrecks because you knew they were going to happen, and just be patient. I wasn't going to try to race up front anymore. Stage points weren't a thing. All that mattered was getting the last lap there, and I did that. I just had to be super patient and stay behind traffic, and knew that green flag pit stops were going to happen, and I practiced those all the time, so I wasn't really worried about that.
Well, man, you made a showing tonight and a statement in that Ford truck right there. So, congratulations to you on that, man. Give you some shout outs and your few minutes of fame.
Yeah, thank you. First off, for you guys doing this broadcast, and I watched the ARCA broadcast last night. I participated in that, and I went back and watched it, and it was great. So, just thank you for everything that you guys do. Eric for throwing this league together. There wasn't many cautions compared to a lot of leagues I race in, and so this was awesome to be a part of something that was more on the clean side of things. And then just all my friends that I race with, all my family that is watching. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, all right, Brandon, we're going to turn you loose back to your chat, and we will see you next week.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, now we're going to bring it up. He finished in P2, Ricky E. Ricky E, you got you a copy there, brother.
Yes, I do, sir. How are you tonight?
Man, I am doing good. Take us through. I'm going to ask you just what I asked Brandon. Take us through, man. Those coming out of turn 4 into that start-finish line.
Yeah, well, I know I spent the entire race riding around in the back, just kind of preserving the front fenders on this thing, and taking the last green flag to finish off the race. I just kind of rode around until the end, trying to save a little bit of gas. I knew it was going to be close, but we got right down to the thing and managed to end up leading a couple laps before we had to make a pit stop. I was about 2 laps short, 2.5 laps short, and well, I think the field got spread out. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really have any other focus than the guy right behind me, and I was just talking with Jose there, and I wasn't sure if they were teamed up or not because they both went to the high side and pretty much drove right around me. But I know the lap down car, I was hoping I had just enough toe to pull up on him and be able to keep the nose out in front to finish her off, but wasn't quite the case. We think we crossed the line 3 wide there for battling for the win. I call that a pretty good finish for me. I don't go to Daytona with any high expectations. None at all. I just want to finish. So get second place is a win for me.
Yeah, that's what we was watching coming out of that tryover. That lap car, it was either going to be a helping or a hindering because you could get that draft on him, but at the same time, you was going to have to force your way into it. So it would say, do I eat his rear end and take us all out, or do we just take a P2? And to lose by only 4/400ths of a second, that's not bad at all. That's a good racing right there.
No, that's a pretty good finish. Appreciate Brendan giving the room there in the middle. I know Daytona's pretty narrow, so appreciate that from him and Jose as well. Like I said, I don't really know what was around us battling for the lead. I mean, we could have had 20 cars lined up nose to tail, or it could have been just the 3 of us. But yeah, right down to the end. That's a good race, I think. Like I said, I consider that a win for me.
Well, I'm pretty sure Outcast Motorsports is going to count it as a win in their pocket too.
Yeah. Well, I don't typically do a whole lot of points racing, but I mean, obviously we got to see where the finishes are when this chase starts. I just signed up for this thing this morning, and I tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the onboard audio. People kind of keeping their composure a little bit. Usually that's my biggest thing. I can't stand listening to people cry over the radio, but I'm super excited. I can't wait to come back and run next week, and look forward to it.
All right, brother. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to give you give your shout outs for it.
Well, I got to thank the fellas at Outcast, Richard, Cody. We played a strategy that is really a high risk strategy, because if you sit around in the back the whole race, eventually at some point you're going to have to race your way through the field, and it just worked out in my favor. Those guys were holding back a little bit, and I don't think they got the finishes they wanted, but got to thank them. And like I said, I'm new. I'll hopefully get a little bit of time here to learn who the sponsors are and give a shout out to them. If you'll plug them for me real quick, that'd be great. But got to thank the fellas here at the league for basically the invite. So look forward to seeing you next week.
You didn't have your note cards ready because you were surprised of the finish.
Yeah, like I said, expectations are low. I don't fail very often.
Well, all right, Rick. Yeah,
Yes, thank
awesome
you,
finish,
Joe.
man. And we will catch you, I'm sure, next week. As you got a statement to hold on to that P2 and the points.
Auto Club's a strong track, so I hopefully that will remain. We'll
Well,
see,
all right, Rick. We're gonna send you back down to Outcast and let y'all start planning for next week. You have a good night, brother, and congratulations on that P2.
All righty, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, next we're gonna bring it up is the Storm Jose Storm took into the P3 with FK Racing. Storm Jose, you got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Jeremy?
Man, y'all had it. I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked the other two. Coming out of that turn 4 into that tri-oval, what thoughts was going through your mind?
I was just hoping I can get as good a run as I could on the 4. I thought the 4 was going to get the pull there, so I thought maybe if I push him a little, I can squeeze in between there and maybe make a run for the win. But there was no room, so all came across the line. Came out the way it did. I say that race was won on pit road, though.
Yeah, it came down to a gas, and we saw a lot of people that was hoping for a caution to come out within the last 3 or 4 laps, and that didn't happen like it was wanting it to.
Yeah, no, the pit strategy was what really just won this race for the top 3. Everyone else came in for a full fuel tank, and the rest of us came in about 3.4 gallons, and we had enough to get to the end. I picked up about 2 spots going into pit road to begin with, and then came out side by side with the 4, and then we just brought it to the end.
Well, you had you a pretty good run. You got into a few incidents throughout the night, but you was able to sacrifice a P3, and that's pretty stout in that. Like I said, I'm gonna start calling you Jose Storm since you riding that storm.
Sounds good to me.
Well, all right, we're going to give you a couple minutes to give you a shout out before we wind it down for next week.
All right. Well, I want to give a shout out to my boys over at Race Lab. I want to give a shout out to Depth Graphics for working on this Storm paint scheme for me. I want to give a shout out to my FK Racing boy, Jacob Cleancart, who was running up front most of this race. And it's a shame he finished 9th, but hey, he had a great race. We all had a great race. We had a good time.
All right, Jose. So, hell of a finish and hell of a fight y'all put up through it, going 3 wide at the end. So,
Yes, sir.
Well, that is just about going to wrap it up tonight as we are leaving out from Daytona with the trucks heading to the Auto Club, but bring it back tomorrow night as the next gen are bringing it here with the Numb Thumb Racing League. So we will see y'all tomorrow night. Everybody be safe and act right.